Okay. Hello again, everybody. It's time for some more art. Okay. Okay, I put that there. Okay, yeah, that was... Okay, that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to keep in mind when I'm working on it, but... Alright. Okay, so first thing I'll be getting done... Well, what I'll be doing is... Yeah, again, still just drawing out the outlines for... like, the rest of the background. I'm not actually going to be having these lines show up in the final thing. I kind of want it to be a lineless background. But I do need the lines to just understand, like, okay, I'm placing this bit here, this bit here. Yeah, I need them for placement. So, okay. Now to just figure out where do I want these wave roads to go, because I need more than one of them to get across it. Oh yeah. Cyrus is on a wave road in the middle of the city and all that, so there should be more wave roads. But now I'm trying to figure out how do I want to, like, have them appear. And more so, like, what layer, like, so I have this as lower wave roads because it's supposed to be the ones that are below the main road, which is, like, that one. But then what if I want something kind of like up here? That's obviously above the wave road. So, like, would that work better with, like, as upper wave road? Is the other lines? Yeah, no, they're not. Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter what size the lines are, because the lines aren't going to be staying. But 10's probably... yeah, 10's good enough. That's easy to see and all that. Although I guess, honestly... it's not really going to matter too much, I guess, because if there's anything that will be above, like, the main road, well, on the final piece, like, Cyrus is going to be here, so... And also, because it's a focal point, anything that's above it, like, won't really... Like, we're not going to be having an aerial view seen through, like, a few layers of wave roads that are covering this one. We're facing it head on, so it doesn't really matter anything that's above it. So, actually, let me just change this from lower wave roads to other wave roads. Yeah, and there's my unfortunate commentator, the smoke alarm that decides to beep because I have the heat on. Because it's like below 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and I don't want my house to be cold, so I have it like 68 degrees, and that's enough to just make the smoke alarm beep at me. But anyway, okay. I'm kind of thinking I want to kind of like have a wave road that's kind of like circling around this building. I'm trying to figure out how exactly to picture that. Because it's not like it's going to be just... Well, okay, for the most part, it will be just a straight line, but then kind of curves a bit. Or would I see it kind of curve like... yeah, it would curve like that to indicate it's going down. Okay. And then... Well, here I'd actually have like 2 of them. Well, okay, probably should be... Like, I'm trying to figure out a bit of perspective on this, because like this one down here would be lower, so obviously you actually be able to see a bit of it. And if that's the case, then I definitely need to, like, having them closer should work better. And of course, gotta figure out, like, how do I... And, like, this one, effectively we'd be seeing it from the side, so that's why it's... Like, in color, this would just be, like, ignoring the line, we'd literally just be seeing the wave road, like, the side of it. Hello, Redding. Congrats on the 10 stream streak. Glad to have you drop by. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out a bit of perspective when it comes to... like a bit of perspective in the background. And 40 thefts. Ooh, an emerald. Nice. But yeah, because like the idea is there's supposed to be like kind of a little path wrapping around the building. And obviously, like, for this part of it, like, the perspective is from high up, so you'd actually be able to see the path there. This part right here, you're kind of facing it facing it head on, so you only see the side. And then, like, it would continue up here and kind of go up into the sky, and you'd be seeing the bottom of it. And I'm just trying to figure out how do I, like, show that off. Okay, yeah, I'm at least glad I was able to get that across, because, like, I had this idea earlier during work today. I was just like, yeah, no, that would actually be pretty cool. And it would be pretty cool, but I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I show that? Actually, maybe better if instead of having it go, don't have it continue wrapping around when it gets here. Oof. Well, I mean, at least, like, I'd say from what you've shown me, you probably need help getting a lot of stuff cleaned around the outside of the house, specifically with a snowblower, but I'd always be happy to help. So if instead, kind of have the road go like this. Don't worry, I'm prepared for the cold. Okay, so we have it wrapped around. It comes down to street level here. And I have it go straight like this. And just have it kind of go out like that. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm worried this is making it look like it's going up. Which again, that's just life in perspective, so maybe if instead, because it's this part that's I mean, some of this might become less of an issue when I actually get to the colors, but I want to get the placement sorted out first. Even if I'm going to have all these lines disappear, I want to know where everything is. Yes, thank you for your input, Smoke Alarm. Alright. Okay, Red, don't worry, I'll make sure to I'll send that screenshot and you go have fun at darts. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. Okay. So I'm liking the general idea of having it go across here. But it's just it's this part that's messing me up, because I can't really. Okay, well, if I'm having trouble, let's look at the little reference image. Okay, the reference image isn't helping too much, but I do like looking at it. Although it is actually helping a bit more than I was thinking. Although this is more just in realizing how they're showing it. Because basically in the image, it has examples of wave roads going kind of horizontal, like in a somewhat horizontal direction, like compared to the rest, basically going towards the sides of the picture instead of towards the viewer. And well, an obvious way to show that is, get this in a new tab. Yeah, okay, it's at least zoomed in a bit better. It's just like a way to do it is having those parts be a bit like thinner. Oh, hello, Thoughtful Waffle. Thank you for following. I'm glad you decided to become a client, and I'm glad you decided to drop by into this. Right now I'm just trying to figure out a bit of perspective for something I want to do with the background here. And actually, look at my little reference image. Actually, I could just have most of these ones in the background be done. Hello. Very nice Astaria emote. But yeah, feel free to lurk. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, for this... You know, I was thinking maybe I shouldn't have be at like weird angles, because like how they are, like how the wave roads are in Star Force, most of the time, basically if they make like the paths kind of, they don't turn at weird angles, they usually just turn at like 90-degree angles. But I like the idea of having a wave road wrapping around a building, so yeah, I'll just kind of like, I'll just accept that I'm gonna be doing stuff that's a bit, well, not like how it actually is. Oh well. That's just how it's gonna be. So if I want to make this more obvious that it's going into the background, then I just draw them closer together like this. Also, maybe not that much of an angle as well. Like, say it's an angle like this. Okay, that actually looks better. Yeah. Shrinking it a bit to actually help imply distance, and like kind of, it's not going up, it's kind of going into the background. That did help. Okay. Thankfully, when I get to the colors, all of this is literally just going to be just one straight color. It's definitely going to make it easier to work with. So here we go. This. Thank God I don't have to have this line art actually look good. Ah, yes. Wonderful input, smoke detector. Then I have the road going this way a bit. And now you might ask yourself, oh, well, actually no, now that looks like this actually just went up. Like, I want to have it going in here, but okay, maybe instead let's just scooch these a bit closer together. That might help solve some of my issues with it. Okay, I had to mute for a bit there. I had a very loud sneeze. Actually, no, think about it. My issue, like, one of the issues I'm having with this might not be, like, it might be where I'm having the corners be. That might be, like giving me the biggest issue. Because, yeah, if I'm having to be, if it's supposed to be perceived as a turn, like, and not like going up, then I need it to be, I need to have the corners acting differently. So, okay. So instead, after I scroll this window down a bit, instead, this corner comes out here. And then let's try from this end. I might actually be able to connect the lines. Okay, that's good enough. I have the corner come out this far. Now, this corner actually needs to be a bit, like, it can't line up directly here. So it needs to happen a bit shorter. And then it needs to kind of, like, connect, like, the corner on this part needs to happen earlier. Like so. That... Again, the idea works. I just need to kind of, like... Actually, no, I mean, I think I'm okay with it, honestly. Because again, like I said, when I actually get to the colors, all this is just going to be like a line of one color. So, okay. We're good with this part right now. This might actually kind of just get everything across better if I can make it a bit thicker. Although granted, it's supposed to be a wave road seen from the side, which is literally just a road made out of EM waves, so honestly it doesn't really have any noticeable thickness. Of course, only this part needs to be thicker, because here we'd actually be seeing like the bottom of it. Or maybe we wouldn't. Yeah, well, we wouldn't exactly be seeing much of all. We'd just be seeing like the side kind of curving down. Okay. And then up here we'd be seeing kind of go like, say, that's the underside, and we have the like this part. Basically, this line is the side of the road that is closest to the building. This is the outer side of the road, which means we're seeing it like the underside of it now. But alright, so we've got one little wave road. No, honestly, I could just draw like just lines and corners and then just kind of have that be it. And like that would work. But I kind of want to do more than just that. Well, I can at least have like one kind of like just like going across the entire top of the city here. And again, I'm very thankful that I'm just going to be like drawing most of these. It's just like one color line, so I don't really have to worry about ugly line art showing up. Cause, yeah, boy. I'm not all that good at drawing staple lines. Like, I try. I really do, but yeah, I'm not exactly the best at it. Alright, so there's something going kind of like kind of image like this. Basically, like road coming to building, make a kind of turn around it, and go a bit far into the distance. Before it makes another turn and ends up just going behind the building. Which, as long as I can actually have it kind of like shrinking a bit as it's going up there, that should be easy enough to... Like, again, that's going to be the important part, is actually just kind of having the lines shrink as they go into the background. Which, again, I can work with once I get to like actually doing all of the like coloring and stuff. of course, when I'm making these, I'm gonna have them be on their own individual layers, so I can like get a good feel for how transparent I want them to be. And actually, this one in the background, I might actually have be behind, like be seen behind this building. Like actually have the building block this part of it. All right. Okay, kind of want to have like a little square above here with like, I want to have a square here and then like have steps leading down to another wave road, but I'm not exactly so sure how I should show that. I mean, I could just have it be a ramp. That would work. So we kind of have it like go behind this building. Then ramp up here. And again, I'd have it like keep a consistent width. But how do I show? Wait, how do I show a little square platform? Well, actually, that could work. I think I just need to. Yeah, okay. What I was trying to do was kind of squash it a bit. Because I wanted. Well, okay, actually, no. Let's think about. Are we seeing the underside of this or the top side of this? From where we are, like. Oh, basically the camera perspective of the piece. We'd be seeing the underside of it. In which case, we'd also be seeing the underside of this part and the underside of here. So, okay, I kind of need to just picture this in like a 3D version in my head. Okay, so we got first viewed on from the side. Road, ramp, square, all of them would be lines. Now we tilt it so I'm seeing the bottom. Okay, the line closest to me I'd see as the top from this perspective. Okay, I don't know if that actually helped me or anything. God, it sounds like these where I wish I just had some stuff to really... Oh, actually, wait, no, I can... Okay. Well, I'm basically using a leather coaster I have and a comb that I had on my desk to kind of act as visual props for this. But I think it's helping. Okay. Alright. So I want to have it... Well, not... Yeah, no, I kind of want it to be... Definitely... We go like this. Probably not as tall as that. And honestly, I probably want it to be a bit longer than that. But I feel like that's getting across the idea. And I think I know something that would help me a lot more. And actually, yeah, for this. Oh no, I don't want to. Okay, so U equals underside T equals top side. So I have no idea if I'm going to remember everything by the time I actually get around to coloring and stuff, so if I just basically put a like U in all the parts where from our perspective this is under, and T in all the ones where we're seeing the top of it. It might help, it might not, but well, it just popped in my head too. It popped in my head right now, so I'm wanting to do it. And besides, like I said, I'm not going to be keeping, like, this line, like this layer is not going to be visible in the final thing, so just writing little notes to myself so I remember, which actually it is going to be important because I'm at least going to need to use that to figure out proper layering. And that way I can make sure the transparency actually works right and doesn't get too weird. Although, again, looking at the little kind of inspiration or reference that I'm kind of using, they don't really actually have any wave roads overlap in it, which is interesting. Alright. Okay, so how about I have one basically start very far in a distance. And we have it curve. Well, not exactly curve, but we get a corner. Where we kind of see it getting a bit wider. And it takes that corner again. And just kind of goes like around and off screen here. Okay, and I definitely need to remember the way to, like, probably easiest way for me to show off depth in this is kind of having the lines be a bit, well, basically having them go smaller, well, thinner as they're farther away from the front and get wider as they get close is probably the best way. Okay, so we got another one there. I guess honestly I can kind of have one that's basically just kind of like, you can see it going overhead, but it just kind of goes to a bit of a point in the distance that you can't really see anymore. Which, of course, when I'm doing it with the color, it's pretty much just, yes, it goes on and on into the background and then just kind of fades away. Like, that could be a interesting one to see. So we get like an underside here. And actually, hell, that one might actually get covered by Cyrus. Okay, no, it doesn't get covered by Cyrus. Okay, I feel like that's good there. Okay. And actually, taking this concept of basically just having them go so far into the background where it just kind of like fades out at the end. I could also use one for coming down here. So I'll have it kind of end here, i.e. going behind this building. And although kind of start a bit lower. Yeah, that one, again, these are like rough lines. They're not going to look nice. Should definitely look better when it's actual colors. And you know, I could probably have one that's kind of like going out to the corner here. It's not like, as long as it kind of follows the same idea of this, of start from a small point and just slowly kind of expand out. Alright. Hmm. I kind of wonder if I should, like, if this is enough or if I should add some more stuff. Like, not like a lot more, just like a few more lines. Maybe like one more wave road. Because obviously I don't want the background to be too crowded. But I also don't want it to be too... Well, actually, it won't really be empty because I'm definitely going to have, like, draw actual, like, stars here. Like, the backdrop of the night sky is actually going to have stars in it. Or at least, like, the best I can do for stars. Yeah, no, that was the first outline well, like, rough idea that I wanted to try. I like this one better. I wonder if I can... I wonder if this little subview I have is okay with using... Oh, okay, it does work. Okay, WebP videos... Well, WebP files got a lot more useful. Right now I'm just wanting to check something to see if they kind of have a bit of a difference between like the tops and bottoms of wave roads. Okay, they did. Okay, actually that would be a very useful way to kind of just like show off that. To just show off that there's this, and they also do a bit of a color. Like as it goes farther back, it becomes more faded, which is also a very good way to show it. And of course also they are going to be transparent. Well, now I can't tell if they have like the difference in color just because it's the underside or because it's like under it with, or basically it's because they just have a blue sky behind them, so they have a different color. Because again, all these wave roads are slightly transparent, so it might just be the other color leaking in. Which, well, I mean, that's also going to be happening with mine, so I guess I just don't really worry about it too much. Alright. Okay, so do I add in like at least... I feel like I should have at least one more wave road in this area. Just kind of need to figure out where. Come on, Cyrus. Just pick a place and try and just figure out what kind of wave road you want there. Like, it can't be that hard. You've already done it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so times. Just think of like one more. Okay. Well, no matter what, I still think having a different shade for the bottom versus the top of the wave roads should work pretty good. Like, it doesn't need to be an entirely different color, just like a different shade. Now let's hide Cyrus for now so I can just have a better idea of what I want to do. Now maybe I should just start like actually drawing them out, and then I'll okay, so yeah, it looks like okay. Sorry, just doing some color checking. But yeah, it looks like again it looks like on the reference image that there's different color for the top of the wave road and the sides of it. I was just checking it out so I could get an idea of it. Granted, for most of these far off ones, I'm just going to be using like, well, I mean, honestly, it probably wouldn't be too hard to just have like three different colors to work with, as long as they all kind of like look close enough. Because I mean, I'm going to be having two colors on here, one for the edges and one for the actual like middle body, but one for the actual part of the road I'd be standing on. So that would be one for a top view, one for the side, and then I just need to figure out an under view. And okay. Yeah, I just kind of, I didn't want to lose that train of thought, so I jumped on it immediately. Yeah, I still just want one more. You know what? I can't really think of one, so why don't I just actually get to at least like, I'm just gonna get to work on, like, actually making the wave roads. So, first thing I'm gonna want to do is, like, so colors for wave roads are pretty much, like, a really yellowish. Kind of a yellowish orange. So I'm gonna need to mess around with this a bit. No, it's a bit too green. Okay, this could actually be a good color for the top side of it. Whereas I feel like I want to go a bit more orange. Actually, yeah, this is a good orange for just the straight up side. Whereas I want to get a bit more yellow. Actually, I think this might be good for, like, undersides. Okay. Okay, now to make each of these... Okay, so with each of these being on their own layer... Well, okay, I don't really need to make each of them their own layer. Well, okay, I need to make most of them their own layer. The ones that interact with buildings and such, if they interact with multiple buildings, then they'll need to be on their own layer. Like, this one is behind this building and in front of these two, so it can't be on the same layer as this one, which is in front of all these buildings. And these two, since they cross over, can't be on the same layer. Because I want this one to, like, be above this road, but below here. This one could also be on... Well, honestly, I'd probably have this one and these two all on one layer. Because it turns out I want to do something different with this one. It's far enough away from them that I can just cut it to its own layer and it would work, so... And again, since this one crosses over... Well, it'll be crossing under two of them, so... It's gotta be on its own layer too. So that'd be 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, 5 layer, 6 layers. Might have to go to 7. But alright. So right now I'm working with underside. Okay. So yeah. So we kind of get something like that for there. And I kind of want to do this just because, like, going like that is, it doesn't really lend itself well to a taper. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of staying in the lines, but I don't really need to. So, okay. Alright, so that's one of them. And yeah, I'm definitely going to like polish up these edges with like just using an eraser and such to really actually get a better idea of it. Oh yeah, it's just how I have. Hey, it's because of my pen that it's looking weird. Or well, because of the brush, I mean. Because I can't really draw a sharp corner on the sides here with this brush. Of course, if I do the flip horizontal, I can fix that so much better. Yeah, okay, I say so much better, but I mean, it is a bit better. Okay, so that's those. Now make another layer for this one going across the screen. You know, I wonder how much easier this would be if I use the line tool. I mean, honestly, I'd probably still fuck it up. Just because... Like, so... Okay, I'm here. Oh. Actually, that's so much better. I mean, granted, I'm not going to do it for everything, but that actually is useful for parts like this and here. Okay, like, for parts like this where it kind of tapers, I wouldn't want to use it. But that's actually so much better. In fact, it is so much better that I might as well just... like, let's just kind of cut this part off. And then I can just... like, kind of try and give this a more uniform look. In which case, actually, is this a shape tool for this? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the shape, like using a shape tool for this. Yeah, at least not yet. I might, after I... and actually, it did look like there was some like extra stuff I could do to mess with the beginning and ending of a line, so I might actually want to check that out. Because, like, you can see here on the starting and ending, I can mess with, like, well, actually, wait, can you guys even see this? Okay, I don't think you guys can see this. Oh, wait, maybe... okay, yeah, no, it's not something it's captured. But, yeah. There is stuff for... like... these starting and ending effects to lines. In which case, I could mess with, like, the brush size to actually have it, like, shrink as it goes near the end. It's something I'm going to think about. But, alright. So, with this, I mean, I can kind of just, like, start it back here. Because this part's going to get covered by an actual building, so I don't got to worry about that. Okay, yeah, actually that looks much better. Okay, very nice thing to figure out. Alright. But yeah, I definitely need to mess with that part of the tool off stream. Okay. So, on to another one. And yeah, layer 80 is that one. Thankfully, I don't have to worry too much about order with these, because, again, I'll be moving them around and doing a lot of stuff once I actually, like, start messing with the rest of the buildings. But, okay, so this would be the last of the undersides that we see. Okay, gonna have to shrink down a bit for this part. But yeah, so that's the last of the undersides. And then I just, like, for only one little bit, we take the side color actually, well, okay. No, not liking how that's. You know, now I'm kind of wishing I had like a little candy cane here, because it would just, again, I need something to just kind of help me visualize like how I would see this. Because obviously, like, we're seeing the side of it, it's wrapping around, and then here we see it go around. Would it be better to kind of have like this part kind of like go around a bit more like that, and then, well, actually it might work better if I, well, actually no, what I was thinking was, oh, and then have underside here, but that doesn't make sense for us to be seeing it if we were seeing the side here, because we're transitioning from seeing the top. Okay, this is... Perspective is really annoying. It might just be best to... Gonna shrink down to show it going like that, where obviously this part would be it going behind the building, which will be easier to show off when I actually have like the layers and everything for it. So yeah, like a few other things, it'll be easier to actually get the proper feel for how it's supposed to go when I have everything else. Okay, so now let's work on the top side parts. At least the topside part's it. Like, I can't really replace with. Yeah, because I could do lines here. I mean, again, this one is one that if I want to, I kind of want to have it taper a bit because it's going into the background, so. I mean, this one I can just do with a normal line, so. Might as well shrink this a bit and also flip horizontal. That way I can do something like. So just kind of apply more pressure and you get less pressure up here, so it gives it the illusion of tapering. Which again, I might end up just replacing these with lines once I figure out that extra stuff. Okay. So let's see. Okay, yeah, size 20 works here. Then shrink it down to 15. Would that work for back here? Oh yeah, that works great. Okay. Yeah, I need to fix up. Again, this is going to have a lot of polishing once I get everything done. But that's looking good. No, I kind of want it to be a bit bigger than 25, so 35? How big does that make it? Okay, that's good enough. Then we shrink over here to this part. And yeah, that one's going to have to end up, like, this little section is going to have to get cut to its own layer eventually. Oh wait, damn it. Oh. Thank God they're on, like, thank God they're not overlapping, so I can just do this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just... It is not exactly easy to do a fine control of how, like, actually tapering with... Well, it's not easy for me to do a fine control of tapering. But it's probably easier for some people. And it's probably something that would get easier with practice. Okay, maybe size 25. Oh, and then just really make this a tiny line here. Oh, okay, maybe not that tiny. How good is size 10? Okay. Alright. Yeah, size 10 looks good. Actually, again, because this part's going to be... like, it's going to be behind a building, so I can just actually have it extend out farther if it makes it easier to draw a straight line. Okay, and... the last of these wave roads. Do that. And try and taper it. Okay. Okay, honestly, not looking bad. Now to do some work on the main one. And I can just bring up my reference photo. Now this part's actually going to be a bit difficult if I'm doing it without, like, using any kind of guidelines, or just like any lines in general to delineate the areas, but, well, gotta get used to it eventually. Though, might be easier for me if I kind of start it, like, back here. Because back there, it's not as detailed as it gets, like, kind of coming down here. Something like that. This side also has a bit. Okay, I kind of need to make sure I'm not. I want to make sure that it doesn't get as big as. Okay, yeah. Like, that one has to be smaller because it's further away than this side. Alright. And actually for this one, I'm going to shrink brush size down a bit. Let's go to like 40 maybe. Oh, okay, okay. I was a bit confused there, but I figured it out. I was wondering, like, wait, why am I over this one but under this one? I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, no, wait, those are two different layers. Okay, and I just realized I might have to also, like, cut the back of this one. Just so I can actually have it go behind this, but yeah, again, I can figure that out later. No, not like that. Okay. Then we can just have a little thing kind of on the outside here. It's not actually attached. It just kind of exists like outside here. Okay. Now, honestly, probably is going to be better to just have this as a separate layer, at least for this part of it. Okay, which one? Not you. Not you. Okay, you two. Alright. And now that I have that off, so I can have that there. And I've also turned off main wave road and higher. Oh yeah, no, that's... Okay, no, that's probably one of these. Ah, yeah. And then which one of these was... no, not that one. Okay, this one. I just kind of want to do this just to get nice, easy fill for here. And honestly, I might need to like actually merge these two layers together. Like, just because the transparency might get weird if they're separate. Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot I could just do this. Alright. And I guess honestly I can actually just try and mess with transparency or opacity. That's put it to 50 on both of them. I probably won't go for 50. Okay, no, it looks weird because it's like, because this doesn't go all the way through it. Okay, so I'm going to, if we merge. Okay. Now I'm not going to have this, but okay, yeah. Alright, so let's undo the merge. Because I'm still going to want to mess around with a few other things. But honestly, I'd say that actually went, like, I'd say fairly well. We managed to get the wave road set up. It's still gonna need some fine tuning on them. You gotta figure out how to use that line tool and everything. But I do like how it looks without having the, like, I mean, it's kind of technically not lineless, but I mean, you get what you know what I'm saying. It doesn't have any just black outlines, so I do like how that looks. But seeing as how it's 7, we're gonna be calling the stream there, folks. And yeah, I really do need to start working on this off stream if I actually want to get this finished before March. At the very least, I mean, hell, I'm not even gonna try and say I might be able to get all the flats and like not worry about any shading done before the Legacy Collection releases on March, but I'm not even going to say that. I know I need to actually work on this off stream when I have some time, when I'm not sending out job applications and doing prep for other streams, but I mean, that's just something I have to do. I have a lot of stuff on my plate and I want to do stuff like this, so I need to put in the effort to actually, like, work for it. But yeah, so we'll be ending the stream here. Now, next stream will be... Oh, again, like, as my schedule says, next stream will be tomorrow. We'll be doing some, basically not main story stuff in Battle Network 6. And that's also going to include a bit of chip farming, because when I ended, like, last Friday's stream, I did not realize I ended before I thought I ended in a place where, like, okay, I can go do what I want without having to progress, like, the main story or getting any cutscenes. Turns out, I ended a bit too early, so yeah. If I want to move anywhere, I'd have to talk to some people, and I don't want to do that off stream and then just not be able to show it to you guys. So yeah. But anyway, with that, that's what's going to be coming up tomorrow. So it's time to see who we can raid into. A lot of people streaming some art, but it's a lot of people I don't know is the biggest thing. And with it being this late at night, I don't really want to, like, just raid into someone in, well, raid into someone I don't know. Okay. I think we're gonna raid into Varen Hearts. Right now he's playing Limbus Company. Apparently starting part 3 of the Ryoshu chapter. No idea what that is, but that's more just because I don't know much of Limbus Company. But yeah, so going to start the raid now. So for everybody who came in, whether you lurked, whether you chatted, thank you. I always appreciate having you guys here. It's nice to just have some people to talk to when I'm working on art like this. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, tomorrow's stream, gonna be a Battle Network 6 stream, gonna have some fun, do side quests and all that jazz. Yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful morning, noon, afternoon, evening, day, night, wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever time zone you're in. I hope you have a wonderful time of it, and I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. Let's raid. Okay, and for the YouTube side of things, I'll be ending stream here. I hope I see you guys tomorrow as well. Goodbye. Oh, actually I have a view on that.